Hey you guys, it is Monday morning and I'm really excited to start reading what you've written in response to A Piece of My Heart and the Vietnam Nurses documentary. Before I was exposed to those sources, I just never even thought about women in the Vietnam War. I never imagined they were there. And so I was thinking the next short story that you're going to read, the one that you need to read before Tuesday night of this week, is Sweetheart of the Song Trebong from O'Brien's The Things They Carried. And since it focuses on this really fictional depiction of a woman who travels to the Vietnam War, I thought, why not just put that into the A Piece of My Heart discussion? And so that's due Tuesday night. I added it to the instructions in that discussion forum. So just go back into that discussion, find those instructions, and note that I'm encouraging you guys to start to synthesize. So for the upcoming essay, you need to think about Laura's text in the documentary and then O'Brien's text and start to wonder, when I take this one and I add it to this one, what new thoughts emerge, what new idea babies are born. Okay, that was stupid, but anyway, I encourage you to start synthesizing because next week really is when we're going to start drafting this essay and you want to have lots of ideas to choose from. So Tuesday night, post that story, add it into the female, you could say, discussion. And then, of course, by Thursday, you'll do your final replies in that discussion board in response to Sweetheart of the Song Trebong, and you will make an original post in O'Brien round 2. And that's going to be the last discussion board until the essay is due. So Thursday night, reply to Sweetheart of the Song Trebong and make a new post in response to these 3 short stories in O'Brien that are really closely related. They're called Speaking of Courage, Notes, and In the Field, and they all have one single theme. So that gets posted by Thursday, and then by Sunday, of course, you reply to that conglomerate of 3 stories, and then you post one final original response to O'Brien's stories Ambush and On the Rainy River. Now, the 3 stories from Thursday night can kind of be treated as one. You'll see that, read the instructions carefully. I put little descriptors. But Ambush and On the Rainy River, which you're replying to on Sunday night, are unique enough that you should probably deal with them separately, especially On the Rainy River. So as you're kind of organizing the layout of your post, just keep those things in mind. On the Rainy River is it's like we're moving backwards in time because it's O'Brien before he leaves for the war. And that's the last thing you're going to read. I didn't really mean to do that on purpose, but it's kind of interesting. So I hope that you have some new, fresh ideas and thoughts and feelings in response to that one especially. And then I know that the weekend's there on Sunday, but since it's kind of a full project, I want to go to just Tuesday, go into the week after. So of course you post your original responses to Ambush and On the Rainy River on Sunday night. So then on Tuesday night, you're just going to do the final shebang, replies. You're done discussing O'Brien as just short story readings. Okay. That means that on Tuesday night, I'm going to prep some stuff for you, but we're going to start doing some pre-writing activities for the actual essay. I really want to build into next week the opportunity for you to touch base with me and share potential ideas and for us to discuss what would make for a really good topic and what might have some pitfalls to it. Here's some other things to keep in mind. I'm going to try to keep working the way I have, where I give you some audio comments before I actually grade. That way you can listen to them, go in and make adjustments and improvements. It's not about the points, you guys. It's about learning, right? So when I'm leaving those comments, that isn't necessarily me grading. That's me lecturing. That's me teaching. So imagine it like that you prepared a draft. You showed up to class. I lectured very specifically in response to what you wrote. You learned, you made changes, then you submitted for grading. So think about it like that. And as soon as I send an email that says audio comments are available, open them up. So basically in the rubric thus far for these discussions, I'm evaluating these kinds of things. Are you introducing the source in detail before you talk about it? So who's the author? What's their full name? What's the title of the source? And really, what is the source? Is it a short story? Is it a book? Is it a video? Is it a play? Just speak as if you're writing to someone who isn't in the class, okay? Also, titles. Are they capitalized? Are they in quotation marks? Are they in italics? If you don't know, then go to the SIP format resource and look at the signal phrases page. There's a green box below that tells you how to treat titles, how to deal with author names, different things like that. And then, are you presenting your own original ideas, responses, and reflections in response to the writing, or are you merely just summarizing? Both are needed here. So you might be doing one more than the other and you want to balance it a little. Are you using signal phrases? O'Brien writes, comma. O'Brien also says, comma. Or in the story, comma, the main character, Rat, explains, comma. Whatever it is. Are you quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing specific details? Most of you are. Try to make quoting a little more rare and your paraphrasing a little more prominent. Are you using parentheses at the end of a SIP to indicate where the source of information ends in your piece of writing, and also to, inside of those parentheses, tell me what page number or timestamp I can use to find that information in the source? Are you providing a works cited section at the very end of your composition? And then are you doing a complete engagement in the discussion? Did you post all the required parts? Did you include your replies and whatnot? Those are the things that I'm assessing. In some, I'm looking right now for structure of MLA format, like with the works cited entries, SIP format, like I said, paraphrasing original ideas, weaving back and forth between the source and your own voice. And then going back to week 1, I'm looking for just general sentence structure and support. And my hope is that by kind of just spot checking this stuff over and over and over for these first few weeks, that I'm giving you guys a chance to make the demands on your writing. And academic style really is a demand on your writing. It's kind of a heavy load. I want to make it feel a little lighter, a little more understandable. That way when we hit next week, you guys can be like, okay, I get how to do that. And now I'm ready to focus on what I want to say and really elevating the clarity and the impact of your ideas to present something interesting. Next week, I want us to be talking about writing and reading things that fascinate us. So the pressure is on. I want this to be an enlightening experience for all of us. So dig deep, but get these foundational skills in place. And no, I'm available. I'm available via email, Zoom, all kinds of things. So if you want to just spot check something with me via email or like meet on a camera and talk, I would love to. Honestly, I really would, because I like this. I like this job that I get to do. So reach out if you have questions. I know I wanted to say something else, and I can't think of it right now. But be listening to stuff, be reading all the details. What is it? I don't know, guys. I'll give you just a side tip. If you're like, I don't know how to start synthesizing. Well, one thing that you can do is draw like the Venn diagram, the classic 2 circles. And the 1 circle represents Lauro and the documentary. You know what? You could draw 3 circles, okay? The documentary, Lauro, and then O'Brien. And start to kind of take notes. And when you see overlap, identify those overlaps in themes. Like I've suggested, maybe it's about being a hero. Maybe it's about patriotism. Maybe it's about strength or courage or resilience. Or maybe it's about more contentious things like sex and gender. Or maybe it's about aggression and violence and peace. Or maybe you want to tackle issues of discrimination and racism and the enemy, like how we treat people as the other. Or maybe you want to deal with some of the political undertones that overlap in all 3, or memorializing, or there are all kinds of themes that you can be pulling and sifting out of these sources. I think that's all. I'm gonna end this video, and then I'm gonna I'm going to have this light bulb moment of what else I wanted to say to you guys. But hey, that's life. I'll maybe send you an email about it. Yeah, let me know if you guys have questions, but I hope you have a wonderful week. I really do.